Hello YouTubers, this is the noobifier. Patch 3.6 has been released to the EVO Leaked, and with it, like clockwork, the patch notes were leaked to Reddit. As you guys know, the Defender and the 890 jump were pushed out, but let's take a look at the state of 3.6 to see what game features made it in 2 minutes and 48 seconds. Let's begin. The current version of the EVO Leaked patch does not include all the intended features for 3.6. The current testing focus is ship combat balance, specific to missiles and countermeasures. Missiles should now be able to be countermeasured appropriately, and missiles should do more damage. Track IR is mentioned, so I would assume some progress has been made integrating it into FOIP. Free look and weapon aim are disconnected from each other while on foot. They added visual cues for components of weapons, so that as items take damage or wear out, players will clearly see that they're not working at 100%. If you let maintenance go too long, there's a greater risk of misfire or cutouts. Hover mode will automatically engage near planetary surfaces at low enough speeds. When engaged, ships will swap to VTOL thruster modes, which will include alternate thruster configurations where applicable. When in hover mode, the ship is going to hover level until the player gives input. Pitch forward and back will result in moving forward and backwards, and roll will do the same in lateral. If the ship attains enough forward velocity, it'll automatically kick out of VTOL mode. They added nozzle flaps to the F7C and the F7CM. They grouped thrusters into power groups, which can now be throttled to control thruster acceleration. This is what Chris was talking about on Friday. Thruster power throttle is default bound right alt and mouse wheel and is available in the key binding menu. They also represent this now on the HUD. More ship purchasing kiosks were added. The updated rest stop exteriors and shapes are going to include thematic variations. They moved Delamar further away from Crusader and into its own object container. They updated commodity pricing to reflect the addition of black market and stolen goods. They added automated turrets at Grimhex. They added some new delivery missions, which are illegal in nature. They optimized the transit system. Trains are now on loops with multiple trains on each line, which should reduce the wait times in general. Elevators can now move to any pad or hangar. They're not specific to any one pad. You now just choose the one you want. They revised the P-52 Merlin, they updated the HUD on the Gladius, they nerfed the hull on the Arrow, they buffed the Reliant, and they really buffed the Kar-2L. They updated the cooling for the Dragonfly and the Nox so they won't overheat. Players should no longer get stuck on rooftops if they go prone. You should be able to vault or mantle from a crouch. You shouldn't be able to knock yourself out by jumping up and down anymore. They added a button inside the 300 series to avoid players getting stuck. The Reliant series should now be able to handle handheld cargo. And this is the big one. If you bitch enough about something that makes sense, eventually you get it fixed. They finally added a small cargo grid to the Valkyrie so we can carry spares. Let's hope this propagates all the way down the fleet so other similar ships like the Hoplite get the same treatment. Links are in the description. Despite some things being pushed out of 3.6, it does look like a solid patch. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.